Hi, this is Macnab-Stark from the Art of Screenwriting, and I'm going to be talking today about something interesting called non-chronological screenwriting. It's very simple. What it simply means is that you don't write the screenplay in scene order. You don't start with scene 1, then write 2, then 3, then 4, until the end. You write the scene that you want to write. It's an interesting technique, and it has a number of advantages to it. The first, the most obvious one, is simply the freedom to write what you want to write. So rather than feeling that you have to write the next scene in the outline, whether you're in the mood for that, whether or not you've got the feeling for that or not, is gone. You write the scene that you want to write. If there's a really exciting scene somewhere in the middle of the second act that you've been dying to write, go ahead and write it. One of the advantages of that I've found a lot of people have experienced is that it virtually eliminates writer's block. I've always believed one of the issues about writer's block is not that you can't write, it's just that you're not ready to write what's next. You're not ready to write the next scene. With non-chronological screenwriting, you don't have to write the next scene. Write the scene that you want to write. Another thing that this technique will do for you is it frees up your screenplay. Because what tends to happen is you write the first scene, you write the second scene, you write the third scene. By the time you're about 10 pages into the script, you're pretty much locked into the direction you're going to go. Each scene dictates what happens next. With non-chronological screenwriting, because you're writing these scenes out of order, you write scene 36, you write scene 12, you write scene 40, what you find is that because each of them is written in isolation, you might come up with an idea that dramatically improves your story, and you've got the freedom to do that. The final advantage that I find from non-chronological screenwriting is because it takes you out of that rigid structure of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you tend to treat each scene with a bit more respect. It's not simply the next scene you write, it's the scene you're writing right now, the scene you really want to write right now. And I find that you often come up with better individual scenes when you write this way. And of course, any good screenplay, ultimately, is a tapestry of great scenes woven together. Now, there are certain things that you're going to have in place in order to write this way. If you have not planned out your story, it gets very difficult to write non-chronologically. So when I write non-chronologically, I find that I have to have certain things in place. How do I plan out a story? I start with a simple story synopsis, a narrative. It can be anywhere from half a page to 3 pages that simply tells the story and has a beginning, a middle and an end. From there, I develop a structural outline. And this is something I'll talk about another time. But a structural outline includes all the key story beats: the opening, the inciting incident, the act breaks, the ending, all of those key points. And you need to make sure that those are as strong as possible. Once you've got that structural outline in place, you can then move on and write a scene-by-scene outline. This details each scene, location, who's in it, what happens. Once I've got that, the story's starting to take shape. To the scene-by-scene outline, I then add on each individual scene. I use 3x5 cards. People use all sorts of different techniques. I then put certain details on there. I make sure there's conflict in the scene. I look for character development in the scene. I look for interesting ways of writing that scene. So once I have all of that, I can then take any of those cards and simply write that scene and make sure that that scene is the best it can be. So that's non-chronological screenwriting. Definitely worth giving a go. Highly recommend it, and hopefully it will strengthen your screenplay. So thanks for listening. This is Macnab-Stark from the Art of Screenwriting. You can stop by the website at www.theartofscreenwriting.com, sign up for the free newsletter, and please keep writing. Thanks.